Alright, what is up guys, it's Zero here, and today I thought I'd bring to you like sample a deck list for all the new set 8 cards that just came out global like a week ago. It's a little late, but like better late than never, right? Yeah, and you see is doing this on my stream, so if you're interested in watching me live, go check out my Twitch, it'll be in this stuff in the belows. And without further ado, let's get on with the deck lists. So first off, Ezel. So this is my build for Ezel. The first thing I'll point out is that you shouldn't be playing Kriff, because Kriff eats up grade 1 and grade 2 slots because you're forced to play Bowmans and Garrets. So you swap. So the reason I choose to play the Koron, the Ezel Searcher starter, is for specifically that reason. Like, yes, Kriff is nice for you to get to your Ezel, but you're eating up slots for Spirits and you don't really want to do that. Spirits are your wing. Like, you want to maximize on seeing these after Ezel flips. Yeah, there's a reason for that. And the reason we choose to go for the Ezel Searcher instead of the generic top 5 Searcher is because I don't want to grab the heal off of my deck if I whip on the Ezel. Like, for example, I use this. I'd rather whip than have to grab the heal out of my deck. So that's why I put the not Ezel on heal, so that this thing can only grab me Platinum or Blonde Ezel. Obviously, Blonde Ezel is the card you want to grab, so grabbing Platinum is kind of a oof, but yeah. That's the reason why I play it. It's sort of consistency. You play 6 Self-Pings total because Self-Pings are really good. 8 Spirits, like I said before, it's your main win con. You need to see these to win the game. 3 Trips. Trip is just good. 1 Trip hit is an extra counterblast that you can use to dig for Ezel, Spirits and stuff. You could cut down on like one of these for a 4th Trip, or not play these and play Loppier. That's perfectly fine. I just prefer more Self-Pings. For grade 1s, honestly speaking, I'd say only the 4 pings and 4 PGs are necessary. I'd say you can not play the filter if you don't want to, and you can play more Dindri and stuff like that. But yeah, this is my build. I will say that as long as you're not playing Kriff, I think you're probably doing it right. One more thing, 9 draw. The sugar lineup is 9 draw because I don't think the deck, for one, other the deck needs the aggro triggers anymore, and splitting triggers is bad. So yeah, that's why I play 9 draw. This is my other list. I wouldn't say it's like too far off. Oh yeah, I guess we're Guard. I read Garmore as my heal trigger because he gives you plays to do outside when you don't have Limit Break and you don't have pings. So Garmore is actually really nice. Yeah, your usual targets is like the Din Drains for an extra plus, or a Trip to refund one of the counterblasts. Or if you're really late in the game, you have 3 open counterblast and you just need to see 1 Spirit, you could just ride the Garmore over an Ezel and just guarantee the Spirit off the top. He does scale with 6k booster because of his limit break, so you would hit 21, so that's pretty good too. So yeah, I think I went over everything. Oh yeah, I guess you can play Jailer over Garmore if you don't want Garmore. And if you do play Jailer, you swap this out for the Goat starter, the generic one, because that one can take your Persona Blast. You don't really want your heals in hand, but it's like you don't mind it per se. So that's Ezel. Next we have Aqua Force. Everyone's favorite Glory Maelstrom. So, alright, ignore the Suicies. These are just pretend these are Lazarus. I'm just too lazy to swap them out. But yeah. First things first, your starter is Eric. For obvious reasons, I guess it's not so, because a lot of people still play Aqua Breath. Aqua Breath fucking sucks. Please don't play it. Eric is much better, but Eric now has literally no bad targets. You don't. This is your main ride. You don't mind grabbing this. You don't mind Diaz. Diaz your Plague Sender. Naval Geyser is an okay enough backup. Right, so you don't really mind grabbing this either. You obviously don't want it, but it's not the worst thing in the world. And Glory is Glory. Glory, you don't want to ride it first, but it's not the worst thing in the world. So yeah, that's how you play Eric. He has no bad hits, just consistency reasons. And he enables a Penguin to be live turn 2, because you'll have 2 soul by then. Yeah, so forget. Yeah, so that's just why I play the Erics. Next we have the 4 PGs, obvious reasons. Self-Pings are good with Maelstrom. Maelstrom's lyric is literally costs nothing. So Self-Pings enable it early. Self-Pings are also really stupid to begin with, so why would you not play them? And this is a very limited for line deck, so as you can see, we are playing 7 Self-Pings total. So yeah. You could cut one of these for like another Theo if you want, but like I personally like 4. Next we have we play 3 Penguins, because this deck is a combo deck. You want to see the Penguin, and like, if you ride a 5k, you ride a 5k, but you really want to see 1 Penguin to get the extra draw. It's really nice. Alright, moving on to grade 2. 4 Corals, 4 Vanillas. Again, pretend these are Lazarus. makes no difference. The reason we play these cards in general is because we want solo attackers. We want something to put behind a Dia or a Vassal that can actually hit by themselves, that can kill and intercept. The problem with most lists that play like 4 Vassals is that you're gonna end up having problems where you have too many AKs in hand and the AK just can't kill and intercept by itself. So if it's on a non-intercept, then that's like not good. So yeah. 3 pings, 2 Vassal. Alright, same reason why you play the grade 1 pings. Grade 1 pings are good, so grade 2 pings are also good. It sucks that it's an AK, but like pings are good, so you play them. Alright. Basil, again, like I said, you want solo attackers. Basil's an 8k, he doesn't even hit 12k by himself, he can't hit MLB, stuff like that. This is why we only play 2, because like, Dia is searchable by Eric, so the 2 isn't honestly enough. You can maybe swap ratios to these around, but I would not recommend playing 4. 4 is an actual big yikes. Next, the grade 3s. I think this is honestly pretty self-explanatory. It's Maelstrom.deck, so you have the 4 base Maelstroms. You know what he does by now. If it's 4th battle, he scales huge, and then he draws 1, retires 1. It's not the best card in the world, but it's there. It's an option. It's like solid enough that you don't mind playing it. We'll go over Glory last because he's the new card. Dia, the actual carry of Aqua Force, because Counterblast 1, you can just get an extra hit in, which is really, really good. So yeah, obviously you play 4, switch off Eric. It is your play extender, really good card. This one-off can be honestly anything. I just choose the because he's an 11k. He's 11k and he can sometimes do something on Vanguard Circle. Solid card. You don't have to play. You can play a beat or something if you really want to. Next we have Mr. Glory Maelstrom himself, Mr. War Crimes. So the reason we call him War Crimes because this guy is actually just cheating the card because you CB2, you get power crit, and then you just they don't have grade 3 in hand, they just die. Like, this card is fucking stupid. With Basil, Glory can lethal from 3. Like, you Basil hit, you kill off the intercepts, and then Glory, if they don't have a grade 3 PG, and they just die to this shit. That is fucking stupid. But yeah. Good card. This is the sole reason Aqua Force needs to be good, so obviously you play it at 4 now. But the reason we play heal is it's still the last thing you want to see, because like in opening multi, you don't mind seeing these, but you don't really want to see this too early. So yeah, that's why this is on heal. That's it for Aqua Force. Next we have the 2 Narcomi decks. We'll do the Blood first, because this is the deck I personally like more. We have the Blood, nothing too special here. Saishin starter, obviously. You're playing a generic deck, so Saishin is just a good generic starter. 4 PG, self-explanatory. Gunners are stupid, you play 4. You can play around with ratios here. I think 2 Phoenix is really nice for the extra draw. The 8k is just there because you don't really have anything else better to play, to be honest. Not the worst thing, not the best thing in the world either, but it's serviceable enough. Next, we play 4 Gunners. We play 12 Ages. The Gunners are just the carry of Narcomi, to be perfectly honest. Like, they are so good. Next, we play the Garuda. It's the countercharger. The Blood is super counterblast heavy, so that countercharger is really nice. The play you can do is like, let's say you have 5 open all open counterblasts. You counterblast with the Blood. You swing first, kill PG, kill intercept PG. Then you swing with Garudas, and now you can use the Blood again the next turn. That's like the super good reason why he's there. It also lets you refund stuff on Saishin and Stormbring. Next, the reason we play the Stormbring, the reason we play this is because this deck feels like absolute shit when you have to ride the Blood first, so you use this to secure Vermilion, right? Or at least try to secure it. Because the Blood is so much worse without the cross ride. Not for the power, but for the fact that your Limerick can float over 4 instead of Limerick 5. Yeah, that's why we play 3 of these, and the Vermilion 12k attacker with the Dusty Plasma, I think? Yeah. Generic 12k attacker, you have Vermilion Vanguard. Solid enough. It's solid card, good card. Narcomi in general can have booster problems, so the single or 12k attackers can be really nice. Next, the base Vermilion. It's for a Vermilion deck, so you play 4 of it. You need this for the Blood to be good at all whatsoever. The Blood. CB3. He is literally Vermilion, base Vermilion, but 1 extra CB for a crit. It is a really nice finisher. It is a tad bit expensive on the cost, but it's doable with stuff like Garuda, as long as you have the cross-ride base first. As long as you have the cross-ride so you enable the Limerick pilot Limerick 4, this card is perfectly serviceable. People who say this card's bad is just like, yeah, this deck is solid. The one up is Dungry because you have nothing else better to play, and then 4 Jin so you can scale lanes properly. Yeah, nothing too much to say about this deck. It's Narukami stuff before Eradicators. Nothing too special here. Gunner's carry, Vermilion's still a good card to play. It's a good card. Jin scale well. Yeah. Next we have everyone's favorite deck for who knows what reasons. Fucking Dungry. So we have Dandan. You need him for the deck to work, but at the same time he's also a liability because people see this, and if your deck can kill back row, they will kill this. So if you're playing a mirror where they're playing Slash, expect this card to just die. But yeah, this card is good, but at the same time, it's also a crush that makes the deck not as good as it could be. But you play because you have to. Grade 1 line's mostly the same, since you play the Stormy over the Vanilla, because you actually have retire skills in this deck. So the Stormy can actually become really big boosters, which is really nice. Other than that, 4 Gunners, 2 Chickens, 4 PGs. Nothing changed here. Next we have the 4 Gunners again. So we have total 8 Gunners. We have 3 Garudas. Again, just countercharging is nice. We have 2 of the Stormbrains. It's a little less important in this deck to secure the cross ride. It's definitely nicer to do it, but it's not as required as it is in like Vermilion. So yeah, we'll play 2. I'm gonna play 4 12K attackers. We basically cut one of these for our 4th one of this. 12K attacker is just nice in Narukami because you might just not have a booster. Same problems as usual. Yeah. And then 8 Dungries, 4 Jins, and 1 Vermilion. It's like you just swap the ratios around. Like in Vermilion, 8 Vermilions, 1 Dungry, and Dungry 8 Dungries, 1 Vermilion. You could opt to play Vermilion on heal instead, but I think the Jin letting you scale lanes is a lot better. And nothing much to say about it here. It's basically both decks are basically the same thing, except you swap these and then this deck swaps the starter. Alright, next we have Shadow Paladin. They didn't actually get direct support in this deck, but Spirit goes in shadows, Jailer goes in shadows, and that's what the deck is based on. So this is my own, it's basically my own contraption of a deck. This was what I was decided what came out of JP, so I will say this deck is tested and it is very good for what shadows can do right now. I think this is the best shadow list. I'll go a little more in depth with this just because like this list does look a little jank, to be honest, but to start off with the starter, we're playing the Creeping Dark Goat. Full Bow sucks, for one. But the reason we played the Goat is because we were playing Jailer, and he's our main boss in this deck. So, what is Jailer? He's a Persona Blast. So, Goat takes your Persona Blast. You put 1 and 1 together. Goat is the best starter in this deck. That's why we play it. Grabbing Car is fine too, because Car is just a +1. That's the reason why we play PBO on heal. PBO is like the least impactful card in this deck. You play it because you have nothing better to play, pretty much. And, yeah. I'll come back to this later. 4 PGs, nothing special here. 4 Charons, just an AK vanilla, solid body, good booster. Next we play the 3 Kaidens. This is a new card. This is a Gold Paladin card. And skill is when the attack that he boosted hits, CB1, retire one of your cards and call a card rested. So it is called rested, so you don't get you do get an extra attack. But the reason why I choose to play the Kaiden is because sometimes you just have a car on the front. So you make a lane with car in this. You hit, and you stack off the car, and you maybe get an intercept in the front. It's a little cheesy, but like when it works, it works. And sometimes you just need the extra intercept to survive. So that does open up that play for you. If you don't like this, you could play the filter again. Like this is just kind of your flex spot. 2 Blackmane. On play, stack something, call something off the top. 6k body kind of sucks, but like we use this again to maybe call intercepts. But the main reason is because you want to call the Blaster Spears, try to retire something. Again, it's pretty cheesy, but like you don't have a whole lot of things better, so you might as well go for the cheese. And again, any intercept you call is pretty good too, so yeah. Next, 4 Nemains, nothing special. Nemain's best card in Shadows, no question there. CB1, drop a card, draw 2 cards, it's a +1. Gets you to your deck, lets you keep playing the game, good card. 4 Lancer, he's a counter charger, nothing special there. 4 Blaster Spirits, 4 Blaster Darts. So the ways you call him are off of Blackmane. Kaiden doesn't actually work, because by that time they don't even have a front row. So it's Blackmane, Jailer's Persona Blast or sacking it off of a car. Oh yeah, Spirits do have their use here. They do give you Retire, which is really nice. And it's a 10k ride, so that's also really good. So yeah. 4 Blaster Spirits, or Silver Blaster Dark Spirit, yeah. And then the 1 Maka. The 1 Maka does actually come in use, because you can like Maka for a Black Mane and then kill off a grade 3 to maybe get Intercept. Again, a lot of it is, I sure hope I talk like what I need off the top of my deck with stuff like Black Mane, but yeah. The 1 Maka does come in handy every once in a while. You don't have to play it, but I do think it's the best one in the deck. Next we have the 4 Chrome Jailers. He's the carry of the deck now, because Goat plus Jailer equals 3 cards, which is really, really nice. And the crit, and since this deck actually does generate a lot of advantage, you can actually use his Limit Break for a lot and just kill 2 cards and just get the 10k and crit like every single turn, just keep crushing them with crits with the 2 crit Vanguard, which is really nice. You just when you're low card, you do have to manage how much you use. So there's that. Car, you either love him or you hate him. You probably love him if he's not on heal. You probably hate him if he is. But like, yeah, Car is a good card. On play, call top. You give him better targets now with the Spirits. But usually he just ends up being like sack fodder or stuff like that. But yeah, Car's still a good card you still play him for, because he's still just a free +1 at the end of the day. PBO, he's our heal trigger. He does let you end games because CB2 to retire is still pretty good. Persona Blast rarely comes up. Nothing much to say. PBO is PBO. He's like an okay card. The 1 PBD, this can honestly be anything, but like the Lance, damn Charging Lance is actually okay sometimes, so that's why we play the 1 of. And I will say, heal and PBO is absolutely correct. Heal on either of these two is wrong, because you don't want PBO off of Goat given a choice, so you make the thing you want the least the heal trigger, so it is PBO. Next we have OTT. The reason this isn't a pure Goddess of the Sun deck is because that deck fucking sucks, so I'm not going to bother covering that. I will, however, look at this like the community dubbed Sun Moon list for Tsukiyomi, where most of the time you won't go into Goddess of the Sun, so that's why she's your heal trigger. And the reason you play her is because so this deck's game plan is still Souk. Everything is the same except for the 4 Goddess of the Sun, for the old Souk list. The reason we play the Goddess of the Sun is so that if your stack is like horrendously unplayable, you have a panic button to shuffle your deck, and then you just try to build the stack yourself again with the Blue Eyes and the Secretaries. That's why she's there. She's still just there as a heal trigger. If you happen to soul charge one of the base Amis, you can get Cross Ride, which is cool. But more often than not, this is just a heal trigger, and then you're still playing regular Asu. Not a whole lot of changes here. It's just you have an extra option now. Nothing too special. If you know what Souk does, you know what Souk does. Stacks the deck, very powerful. This just gives you an extra option. Last deck is Beast Deities. So I myself didn't play this deck because I think you clearly see I'm missing a bunch of shit. So this list was like just theory crafted, and like I asked my friend who actually did play the list like what the list should look like. So yeah. I could be wrong on this for all I know, but this looks about right to me. You have Illuminals, you have Azures, you have the Yamatanos. These things that you scale big when they restand. Draw power, big rear, can dig for Azures. More restand, PGs. Counter target, this is a little counter blast heavy, and these can scale relatively well with the Yamatanos and the Anglets. So, yeah. I don't have much to say about this because like this deck isn't very good to begin with, and I never got to play with it myself, so take this list as you will. This is the list I'm the least confident with in terms of sharing with you guys. Every other list I am very confident with is more or less the right way to build the deck. Like, with Narukami, you can swap around the ratios with such, but like, on average, these are the cards you want to be playing with the deck. So, unless I forgot something, these are all the new decks from set 8. I hope you guys learned something and learned how to build the decks properly, because I've seen far too many bad lists floating around. And I do think my lists are tested and proven to be at least okay. But yeah. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something new. If you liked it, leave a like. Leave a comment if you have something to say about these lists. I'm sure there will be a lot of things. But yeah. Leave a comment telling me what you think. Maybe some improvements or like questions and stuff. So, and yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Peace out.